Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. You'll have to excuse me, I've been working my butt off for so many hours now and I'm absolutely exhausted. But I've been working on some of my longer term investments and been making some tweaks to my investment strategies. And I wanted to take this opportunity to show you guys something about the way that entrepreneurs think um, when it comes to a linear line to success and time, and compare that against like somebody who might be interested in business or be taken by a shiny thing on the internet or whatever it may be, but not quite prepared to have the right mindset to actually succeed in business. And I want to show you a comparison against what most of the powerful and rich do to create passive income versus what we do, right? Which leads into what we do when it comes to creating public domain book assets to create passive income, which leads into this strategy that I do now, right? Because I didn't always do what the rich and powerful do. First, you need to create income assets to be able to do this, and you can't do it with a regular job. It just doesn't work. It will take you exuberant amounts of time, more than a lifetime, to do this with a regular job. But creating passive income from public domain assets is so damn powerful because it's so fast, right? And I'm going to show you what I mean, because the reason why I'm actually creating this video is a lot of students say it takes too long to create success with public domain. It takes too long to create success with self-publishing. It takes too long, Dan. I want it now, now, now. But the rich and the powerful have been doing this strategy I'm going to show you for generations. And it takes a damn long time to put together, but it is the accepted way to go from zero to hero inside of the entrepreneurial world. It's not really entrepreneurial, it's more like passive investments. 9 times out of 10, entrepreneurs create an entrepreneurial business. They then have an exit strategy or a passive income that comes from that business that allows them resources to then inject this strategy in their lives, right? So just let me show you. I'm just going to shrink my little head here and get to the point. So what you're looking at right here, some of it's a bit blurred out because I don't show people exactly what I do, right, and where I invest. But what you're looking at here is my passive investment strategy. So it's a long-term strategy that yields a long-term result, just like when it comes to public domain books. But the end result is passive income, exactly the same as public domain books. Now, when we talk about building passive income with public domain books, we say give it 12 months before you even consider, quitting or whatever it may be that you want to do next. Because every business takes time, consistent commitment, and effort to build X result. But most businesses require ongoing work to build X result. The holy grail in business is passive income. Generally, passive income takes decades to build, just like with this strategy you're seeing here. Public domain books is special because it takes a year to build to a higher level than you're going to see here that can take decades, okay? So what I want you to actually focus on is this section here. Investment goals, right? So the goal here is to create $6,000 in passive income per month. The total invested using this strategy to get to that is 1.8 million Australian dollars, okay? Now, I need 1.8 million Australian dollars to just make 6,000 AUD. Is there other ways to invest? Of course there is, but they're not passive income. There's so many ways you can invest, and you can day trade and this and that, but you've got to be constantly actively following the markets, trading up, trading down, buying low, selling high. You'll have massive expenses with accountants, and when you're looking at crypto as well, right? You've got to when you're investing like that and you're actually trading, I'm talking about passive investments to create passive income here, right? Real long-term passive income. When you're trading, there's just so much in it, so much expenses and so many things with government legislations and things like that. So it's not passive by any means. Can you get there quicker? Yes. Can you lose it all overnight? Absolutely. Building passive income strategies like this, you won't lose it all overnight, but it'll take $1.8 million to get a measly 6,000 AUD. Does that mean you should never do it? Hell no. You need to create a business so you can invest like this, right? So you can build a more stable long-term passive income. Now, what I mean by that is create a business like whether it be in public domain books. This is what got me here, okay? So 10 years ago, 12 years ago, 13 years ago, whatever it is now, I started creating public domain books. I've since made multiple six-figure businesses doing that. And I've taken all that income and I've put it into strategies like this. The only way that I could get to this $6,000 mark per month was through either investing $1,000 for 33 years straight to get 6,000 AUD, right? And this here is what you could do potentially in a 9-to-5 job. But it's going to take you 33 years just to make 6,000 AUD dollars in passive income every single month. Does that mean you shouldn't do it? Absolutely you should, right? If you really want to build that long-term success. But for me, if I'm starting this at 42 years old, right, I'm going to be, 55 by the time 75 by the time I make $6,000. It's just not feasible for me. And if you're, my age or any older, this is not feasible. But you can create a public domain business, work hard for 12 months and make more than that. You could make $6,000 to $10,000 in passive income every month. That's why this is so powerful, guys. That's why you need to stick with it, because there's nothing else like it. This is the rich and powerful strategy that you're looking at right here. The rich and powerful, right? With my spin on it, of course. And these are, the numbers. If you can invest up to $5,000, you can do it in 12 years. Get that $6,000. Now, nobody working a 9-to-5 can invest 5,000 AUD every single month and never see it again, because this strategy requires you, right, to never sell the principal. So you're going to put that $5,000 in, you're never going to sell it to get it back ever, right? What you're going to live on is the long-term dividends and long-term dividends and interest, right? Because you're going to be purchasing bonds inside of this strategy as well. So you're going to need to come up with 5,000 Australian dollars every single month to invest into a strategy that you're never ever going to see again, because you never sell the principal and you're going to live off the dividends and interest. But you're not going to get to do that for at least 12 years when you make that 6,000 AUD in passive income. So this strategy is extremely powerful for building real generational wealth. But look at the timelines here. Look at the required investment. My strategy is used by millions and millions of multimillionaires around the world. The reason they were able to get there, to get to this, is because they first built a business that allowed them, either through an exit strategy or income coming in from that business, to invest 5,000 Australian dollars every single month for 12 years. Public domain publishing can do that for you. For example, it's USD, right? So all you need to do is make around 7,000 to 7,500 US dollars per month, which you can absolutely do with 12 months of hard, dedicated, consistent effort inside your public domain publishing business. And then you can take a good chunk of that and live off it, and 5,000 Australian dollars and invest into a strategy similar to this. Look, guys, I would be open to teaching this strategy to you guys, but this is such a, like, I would never teach it to anybody unless you're already making that 7,500 US dollars, right? Per month. So I would be open if any of you guys as students are at that level right now and you want to move more into like this sort of high ticket strategy, I'd be open to doing that. If I got enough interest, I would look at a price point and would look at teaching that to you guys, because this is true generational wealth, what you're looking at right here. Public domain publishing is the stepping stone to that. However, even without building something like this, what I really want you guys to see is how powerful public domain publishing is. There is no other strategy in the world that I know of that can get you to 5, 10,000, 6,000 like this dollars per month in passive income faster than public domain publishing. So what this video is all about is trying to get you to flip your mindset here and stop chasing the quick buck. The quick buck never lasts. What you need to do is really start thinking like an actual wealthy person, right? Wealthy people think in years and decades, not in weeks and months. Years and decades, not in weeks and months. I know that's so hard in this kind of world that we live in, where everything is fast paced and now. And Dan, I need to pay my bills this week, not in 12 months. But think about it, guys. Think about it. In 12 months, you're still going to be needing to pay bills, right? And you're still going to be living paycheck to paycheck. So you need to build now, and you need to stay consistent, and you need to create that effort that you're going to put into it every single day to build an asset like a public domain publishing business that allows you to come up with that $5,000 per month, so you can put it into an investment strategy like what you see here. Or not, you can just live off your public domain publishing. But look, I'm somebody who likes to consistently build, and I think about my kids and their grandkids and using things like this discretionary family trusts, right? So I can pass things on to them without probate lawyers and all of that sort of stuff, right? And you don't really need to think about all that just yet. All you need to focus on is building that public domain publishing business to, around about $7,500 per month. And then once you get there, you can go, okay, I can live off this. I can have a bit of fun. I can retire. I can go on a holiday, whatever. But then you're going to start really thinking like a wealthy person once you've got money in the bank. It's very hard to think like that and to think in years and decades when you don't have money in the bank. But that's the catch-22, guys. If you don't start thinking like that now, you will never have money in the bank. It doesn't happen overnight. It's a myth. $10,000 a month, this and that. I'm a guru, this and that, here and there. No, it's false. It's false, guys. You need to start thinking like you're wealthy now, in years and decades, not in weeks and months. And if you can do that and you can stay consistent, you will get to that point where you're building passive income through public domain publishing, and you can go, that's it. I'm happy with this. I'm going to live the rest of my life like that. I did. And then I started looking a bit deeper. I started like really getting that wealth mindset and going, how can I make sure just not my children, but my grandchildren and their grandchildren are taken care of forever? How can I build something that is war-proof, literally, that is recession-proof and government-proof and tax-proof, right? How can I build something like that? But you can only get there, that's what this is, by the way, you can only get there when you first build something that can allow you to invest this sort of money. Now, the vehicle doesn't matter what it is, whether it's public domain publishing, whether it's creating a software company and having an exit strategy for $1 million and taking that $1 million and dumping that straight into this investment strategy. The vehicle to getting there doesn't matter. But what I will say is the public domain publishing vehicle to passive income is unmatched across the board. 12 months of good, solid, hard work, and you'll be making more than that in passive income without the 33 years of consistent effort, that could potentially go into that. Or you can stay living paycheck to paycheck, because in 12 months from now, if you don't put that consistent commitment and effort into building a public domain business, you're still going to be living paycheck to paycheck. You're still going to be having the struggles that you're having today, and you're still going to have bills coming out your ears causing your life stress, and you'll have no freedom. So it's really a decision that you've got to make, right? You can't really control markets and outcomes, but you can control your reaction to them, right? So, or you can't control your current situation in life, like you might be working a 9 to 5 and not even be able to afford to put that into anything, right? Because $1,000 a month is massive. I ask most of you to pay me $45 per month so I can keep you in the loop and teach you all of these strategies and things like that. And most of you aren't even willing to do that. Like, I get so many cancellations every day, it's crazy, right? And what I'm saying here is $45 per month for 12 months, right? Isn't even $1,000 a year. And you can build something that makes more than this. That usually takes people 33 years to build in 12 months with consistent commitment. And from that point, you can start thinking about real wealth and building a strategy like this. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to try to drive that home to you. I'm so exhausted, so I probably didn't get my point across how I wanted it to be brought forth to you. But I think you get the gist of it, right? I think you get the gist of it. So let me know in the comments. I want you guys to comment, please, below this video and let me know what you think about this. Do you have the gumption? Do you have what it takes to pay $45 per month, stay consistent, use the community to really keep yourself motivated and build that passive income asset in public domain publishing beyond 6,000 AUD per month, so you can build something even bigger or retire? Do you have that gumption? Or are you going to say, nah, $45 is too much per month, Dan? I'm out. I don't have the time. I've got to do a 9 to 5. I've got kids. All of those excuses that we all have, by the way. You're not unique and you're not special in that way. We all have them. Some people choose to battle through. Some people choose to say, you know what? 12 months is a small price to pay of consistent commitment for the rest of my life. What are you going to choose? Put it in the comments, guys. All right. You all have a great day.